Yes,
Feel
Elena.
free to start your video. I know you are ready, and you are here to give them the very, very last bit of inspiration. And it's amazing to end this series of talks on you. And so, everyone, this is Grace, also from NVIDIA, works very closely with Kate, and this will be the very last bit of boost and inspiration for you. So enjoy. Thank you so much, Grace, for doing this.
Thank you so much, Elena, for the great introduction. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to participate in Teens and AI. I'm also very grateful for my good friend, Kate, who introduced me to you. Hello, Ada Lovelace Hackathon participants. Congratulations on making it all the way this far. You should all give yourselves a big round of applause, and you should be super, super proud for participating in this purposeful hackathon. You know, you all made a choice to learn something new this week, to come together to solve problems and build solutions, when you could have instead sit around the house, browse social media, watch TV, or just do nothing. But instead, you are here, and for that, you should be really, really proud. I also want to thank all the participating teams on behalf of all the mentors of the hackathon for giving us the opportunity to give back, and most importantly, to learn new things from you. Your motivation and hunger inspired us this week. Please don't underestimate your power, because motivation associated with action is really contagious. I'm also very humbled to be part of an amazing lineup of speakers who delivered really motivational sessions this week, which included stories of their own journeys. But I want to caution you all never to compare your accomplishments to theirs. Listen to their inspirational stories and mine, but focus on the lessons that you can learn from them and how you can apply those lessons to your life. We all have different backgrounds. We were all presented with different opportunities. We have different support systems, and all of which had an impact on the path that we have taken and the speed by which we achieved our successes. So please be mindful of that, and never feel less or measure up your success by comparing it to the success of others. On the same note, tomorrow we have the demo showcase, and there are going to be winners. If your team was not part of the winning team, don't be discouraged. The purpose of a hackathon is not necessarily to win. It is to learn something new. And I'm sure you all learned something new. So if you were to compare yourself 1 week ago to yourself today, you will recognize your progress, and you should feel confident that you are on the right path of success. You're already winners, just like Kate said. Today, for the first time in my life in such a broad platform, I'm sharing my own journey from when I was your age until now, because I want to inspire you to believe that anything is possible, as long as you do it with the help of others. So I'm going to share the 7 lessons that I have learned in hopes that you will apply them to your own situation. The first important lesson is never believe anyone that tells you that you're not capable of doing something. You know, I was born and raised in Beirut, Lebanon. When I was a child and then a teenager, I had no clue what I wanted to do when I become an adult. When people used to ask me, what do you want to do when you grow up? The only answer I had was, I just want to go to the US and I want to study there. I was just fascinated with the idea of doing something big, exploring new places, and just being on an adventure. However, I didn't necessarily believe that it was possible. I thought it was just a dream. So when I graduated high school, I just got a job, I started college. But then one day, during a very casual conversation with my friend, we started joking on how crazy it would have been if I moved. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. I couldn't stop dreaming and imagining the possibility of reaching higher places than what was expected of me. So the next morning, I took action. I started looking, how can I do my paperwork? And eventually I figured things out, and I bought a one-way ticket to the US. My parents at the time did not know. They only found out about my plans 4 days before I traveled. And everyone, my family, my friends thought I was crazy. They just couldn't understand, why would I leave the comfort of my own house to travel to the unknown? As a matter of fact, for over 9 months, my family did not even speak with me at all. But their doubt was so motivational because it made me more determined to prove to myself and everyone else too, that I can do anything I put my mind into. And just look at me today. I didn't just get my bachelor's degree. I actually got my doctorate, and I work for one of the top tech companies in the world. The journey was definitely not easy. Many days I just wanted to give up, but there were amazing people on my path who helped me get where I am today. The second life lesson is to firmly believe in the power of your own words of encouragement. When I was in high school during the parent-teacher conference, my computer teacher told my mom that I was very kind, but I would never pursue any career related to computers. And I really believed her. So during my first year of college, I went to business school, and I had a mandatory computer literacy course that I had to take. And one day, my professor stopped me and said, "Grace, I think you should take a C++ programming course with me. I think you would be really good at it." I was so hesitant at first to take his advice, but since the recommended course fit well with my schedule, I reluctantly registered for it. And that was the best thing that happened to me. It really changed my life. I enjoyed programming so much, and I felt I was just an artist. I can create something. And from that semester on, I found my passion. And now I get to practice what I love every day. If that professor did not take the time to encourage me, I wouldn't have been here now. So words of encouragement matter. Take the time whenever you have the opportunity to share compliments with your network. And I mean genuine compliments, because you never know the insecurity of others and the positive impact that you can make on their lives. Lesson number 3, adapt your learning approach based on your circumstances, because what is working for one subject might not necessarily work for others. Here's how I learned the importance of this lesson. When I was back home learning in my native language, I hardly needed to study at home. It was enough for me to attend the lecture, and then I go and do the test, and I do great. But things changed when I moved to the US. As a matter of fact, I got my first and only D in my life on the first course and on the first test that I've ever taken. And that was devastating to me. I felt that everyone who told me that I was going to fail was correct. And since, my first grade was a D, it was just going to go downhill from there. So I left my class and I started crying. Then a random student saw me and stopped me and asked, "What is wrong?" I told her, I feel I'm such a failure. I'm not good enough. And, I'm just a failure. So she told me to check the library resources. And that's what I learned about the Academic Success Center at the university, where you can meet with learning specialists to teach you how to study. I know, at 19 years old, and learning again how to study, how crazy is that? But I religiously went to those sessions for 6 months. And that was the best thing that happened to me. This week, you all participated in the hackathon. Maybe you found some challenges learning new things or executing at the level that you thought you should be executing at. Rest assured that having difficulty does not make you not smart. It just means that you need to change the way you learn things. Maybe watching videos are the best way for you to learn. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's reading and then immediately applying what you read. I really don't know. The key point here is for you to try different strategies until you find one that fits you. Lesson number 4, have the courage to ask questions and ask for help. I cannot stress enough the importance of this lesson. If you are asking help from someone who is much senior than you, you are ultimately giving that person the opportunity to have a positive impact, to make a difference. And for them to be able to do so would give them a great sense of satisfaction. Sure, maybe not everyone feels that way. And if they don't feel like helping you, what's the worst that could happen? Say no? Most likely they will not remember you afterwards either. So don't worry about it. And if you are asking a friend or someone on your same level, the fact that you're able to come to them, to ask them for help, will ultimately give them permission to come to you when they need help. The truth is, we complete each other. And the fact is, no one, and I really mean no one, can reach success, true success, without the help of others. Lesson number 5, find a buddy who can support you and push you to achieve your goals. A buddy is different than a mentor. A buddy is someone who is on your same level and is trying to figure out how to achieve similar goals. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I always had a study buddy. We used to complement each other's skills. We'd always partner up to do projects together, take courses together, and so on. Even until now, every job I have ever had, I had a buddy with whom I bounce ideas with, share opportunities with, ask help from. Actually, there are scientific research that demonstrated the importance of doing hard tasks with a friend. One of my favorite books of all time is called Big Potential, which was written by a positive psychologist. His name is Sean Aker. In his book, he references a study done with military people. They asked a group of soldiers to estimate the height of a mountain that they were expected to climb alone. Then they asked another group of soldiers to estimate the height of the same mountain that they are expected to climb in pairs. What they found out that the soldiers who were asked to climb the mountains alone always overestimated the height. But the ones who were asked to climb the mountains in pairs had more or less accurate estimations. This proves again that when you do hard tasks with a buddy, it is always easier and much more enjoyable. So please find a buddy. Lesson number 6. When it comes to tech, explore different disciplines until you find one that you love. There are many disciplines in tech. When I started grad school, I did not know my advisor's area of focus was networking. So for the first 8 months, I started working on research related to networking, and I really hated it. So I considered to drop out. However, I found a project that interested me in a different discipline. When my advisor agreed to change our area of focus, my life changed, and I finally began working on things that made me happy. This week, you build projects based on AI. If you felt that AI is not a subject that interests you, I a little bit doubt it, but I don't know, maybe you did. This doesn't mean that you should give up on learning altogether. Think of problems that interest you and then learn about the technology that helps you solve them, and then go for it. And then the final and most important advice is be kind to yourself. We all make mistakes. We all go through difficult times. We are all sometimes not at our best. If you are too hard on yourself, you really limit your potential. You lose your confidence, which is so very important. So always before you say to yourself anything negative, imagine what would you tell your friend if they were in the same situation, and tell yourself what you would tell that friend. I am sure you'll be very kind. These are basically the top 7 lessons that I learned on my journey. But before I end this talk, I want to assure you that I did not get where I am today without the help and support of many. They were my guiding light, who helped me look at things from different perspectives, who inspired me and ensured that I never give up no matter what. The people that I met on my path did not have the profile and experience of Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or Bill Gates. They did not have awards. They did not invent anything that I can recall. They were just regular people, passionate to grow and lead with others. Each and everyone here is capable of being a guiding light and inspiration as well. You don't need to reach a particular job status or have a PhD to enable others to reach their full potential. Your diverse backgrounds and your day-to-day experience can be so impactful. So I'm going to leave you with an action item today to take advantage of your hackathon experience. Whether you win the hackathon or not, please share your journey with your network and all the lessons you learned. Maybe your fears before you started, and perhaps how you overcame them. You decided to show up at the hackathon, but I'm sure there are many others who thought about it, but did not necessarily have the courage to do so, or they didn't believe they can do it. Let them know that they can. And then finally, if you decide to participate in a different hackathon in the future, do your best to join a team who hasn't participated in hackathon before. This way, you won't simply be executing, part of the executing team, but you can also help them with the soft skills that you will learn during this hackathon. I really cannot wait to see how you're going to change, to take charge of your future, and the impact that you will have. So please feel free to connect with me anytime on LinkedIn and Twitter. Thank you so much. Thank you.